What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm still your host, the Hot Commodity ANC, joined by my hot commodity, Ant, and my good friend. Introduce yourself, sir.
I myself muted by accident. I'm
That's our
Christian. I'm still back here, finishing up Monday Night Raw, and just watched the spot I told him to watch.
yeah, and
Um,
it did not look too good. Um,
mhm.
we were talking about Seth Rollins and Punk. I was going to ask you what are your thoughts on that promo?
I thought it was good. I hope Seth beats his ass.
Oh, so you're a Seth fan?
Yeah, because it doesn't matter that he was there first. He tried to tear it down.
Oh, all right. So we
So
got a WWE fan here. Okay. Well, yeah. Listen, I have a feeling. I have a prediction for the Rumble, so I'm just gonna make it. I have two. Well, not this is my prediction for Mania. You're gonna get Rollins and you're gonna get Rollins and CM Punk for night one or night two, and the other night will be Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. If that doesn't happen, then I could see Cody Rhodes fighting Randy Orton. But what I think is going to happen, and I could be wrong, is I have a feeling that they might have both Punk and Cody win the Rumble. They haven't done that in a long time. Remember when they have both men fall over the top rope? The reason why I'm thinking that is because there's so much star power involved. Like we haven't even talked about Randy Orton, LA Knight. These are other people who have just so
Where are you gonna put guys like AJ Styles, Randy Orton, and LA Knight on the fucking card? I literally was having this conversation earlier
yeah,
with Twitter buddy.
there's so many people on the roster now, and there's so many options. It's good and it's bad, but I could see them making history and being like, okay, both guys are gonna fall over the top rope, and then have them both be involved in the Elimination Chamber, have Punk win it, or I don't know. I don't really see.
there's so much that can happen and so many big
Yeah.
players right now.
I don't know. There's so many people involved that I'm actually excited. So let's move on. We have our next match. Bronson Reed defeats Ivar with Valhalla after Bronson hits a superplex and he gets the win here
For the second week in a row.
for a second week. But I mean, it was decent. Ivar hits a cannonball off the top to the floor, but just two big guys going at it. Really nothing different. We then see CM Punk backstage. He sees the Judgment Day and he asks them where Rhea Ripley is.
Michael Cole said two colossal meat planets.
About those guys. Oh, two colossal meat planets. That's interesting. Okay. I don't know what to say to that, but I'll take it. So CM Punk is talking to Damian Priest. Damian says, "Welcome to our show. I hope you finish the story because if you do, I'll be waiting." Wrestling stuff. Judgment Day then come out without Rhea Ripley. Damian says, "All rise for the Judgment Day." Finn says, "All rise for the only two-time tag team champions, Damian Priest and Finn Balor. Step up and get put down." Damian says, "We have a simple message. It doesn't matter who you are, you're all put on notice." Our Truth comes out. Truth says, "I want to decorate the clubhouse, but it was locked." Damian Priest says, "Truth, I want to hear what you have to say." Truth says, "I got a lot of ideas for the Judgment Day. We got to kick JD McDonough out.
Yeah.
You got to stop calling yourself the boss because it makes mommy mad."
Ooh.
Damian says, "You're a funny guy. Everyone loves you except me." That's when the Judgment Day attack our Truth. The Creed brothers run out, but Judgment Day attacks them. But Julius nails a double suplex to Dominic and JD McDonough on the floor.
I'm loving these Creed brothers.
The Creeds hit Damian Priest with a double spine buster. And I agree, I do like the Creed brothers. What do you think on this segment? I know you're not a fan of the Creeds.
So, okay. This is a really good segment. This is R-Truth's thing. Nobody gets away with this shit besides R-Truth. This was anyone else besides R-Truth, I wouldn't like it. This was really good, right? We saw Damian Priest break character at least 4 times. But it was good. You know, it's good to see R-Truth back doing his thing.
Mhm.
I feel like, in a way, if this keeps going on, it's like an honorary Uso type of situation because you have all the serious type of guys and you got the one not serious at all. But good segment. R-Truth came out there to get like a crowd reaction, which worked. Obviously, that's what he's really good at.
How long has
Creed Brothers,
Truth been gone? He's been gone for a while, right?
yeah,
Almost
like almost a
over a
year.
year. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
but yeah, around there. But it's good, like to see him. But the Creed Brothers just don't fucking do it for me, dude. They're so boring.
Really, I don't see that. They're
They're
really,
boring. If they take the
really.
titles off them next week, I'm gonna be pissed.
I hope they do, because I think you will grow to maybe what I like about
Have they cut a
them.
promo yet?
I don't think so. I don't think so. But here's the thing.
They don't tell us about these guys.
I know they don't, but I think that I like the Creed brothers better than I like American Alpha because Otis is a joke. He's a good wrestler, but he's a joke. These two guys, there's no joke. Brutus is big.
I will agree with you on that one.
You know, like there's no like, oh, it's a silly member. They're both animals. They're both real, actual wrestlers, catch as catch can. And I feel like we need that. They're giving me a vibe of like the world's greatest tag team, Team Angle, like old school sort of. But I do get what you're saying. We don't really know about them, so why do we really care? I don't know. There's something about them I like, but I hear what you're saying. They're not everyone's cup of tea. Let's move
We'll
on.
see. Let them cut a promo at least if they win it and be like, yeah, so we're here to dominate. Like, give me something.
They've done a lot of backstage stuff. They haven't really gotten on the microphone and talked about the crowd. We see CM Punk backstage with Drew McIntyre, who says, I don't care about your story. I care about finishing mine. Adam Pearce says Drew will get his title shot on the day one episode of Raw. CM Punk then sees Kofi Kingston and he goes, what does he say? Something Jamaican me crazy, man.
I don't do that no more.
And Kofi goes, I don't do that no more. And they say hi. And that was it. I mean, it was, it was a good little.
To see former tag team champions reunite.
Yep, it was good. A good callback to that. We then have Kaden Carter and Katana Chance defeating Candice LeRae in the Hartwell after the after party. It's like these women tag matches. I fast forward.
Don't give a shit. That's why I said, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's awful.
There's really no reason for the women's tag team titles right now. But we'll move on. The man Becky Lynch comes out next. Becky says, I have come here to call out Nia Jax. We have never gone one-on-one, but for 5 years we have been linked together. We keep missing each other. I main evented WrestleMania. She got double ACL surgery. She's so unlikable, her knees didn't even want to work for her. Becky goes, I had a baby and she got fired. Now it's 2023. That's when Nia Jax comes out. Nia says, well, I'm not fired anymore. I'm right here in front of you, better than ever. That punch was a lucky swing that I didn't even use all of my strength with. Imagine if I punched you with my full force. Becky says, you're the most dangerous woman in this ring. Everyone who fights you gets injured. Nia goes, you have me to thank for your career. Becky says, if it was just about a broken face, those people would have moved on. You and your minions say Becky Lynch ain't a main event star, but I proved you wrong. Nia says, you need me. You want to prove to yourself that your career wasn't an accident after I broke your face. I'll always be the woman who made the man. Becky then asks Nia to hit her, and Nia says, you need this a lot more than I do. And then Nia leaves. What are you going to say?
If you're going to have the women's tag team right now, give it to like Damage Control and then have like Bianca and Charlotte go fight them. Like, wouldn't that be like something?
Yeah,
you know,
but
like
it would mean more.
I get it, but like again, why do you have a division where you have to make teams? Like it doesn't make sense. Like it would be like if we have a light heavyweight division and we're like, okay, we don't have a lot of guys, so we're gonna have LA Knight join the division. Like it doesn't make sense. It's like if there were a lot of women tag teams and they were, then yeah, but like who are the women's tag teams? Candice
Yeah.
LeRae, Indy Hartwell, Damage Control, Katana Chance and Kaden Carter, and Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. Natalya and Tegan Nox had nothing to do with each other, and they're randomly put together. Like, but I agree. Maybe if they put better people against them. But what did you guys think of Nia and Becky? They both made some good points here.
Ant, you want to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know. I'm almost thinking this might. Well, I was gonna say maybe for the Rumble, but I think it's kind of early for that. So I don't think this storyline is gonna make it to the Rumble.
Okay, you think
But I'd love to see it. I think Becky and I will be good, but I think Becky is gonna lose, and this is one step closer to Nia fighting Rhea.
I hope not. I want to see Rhea versus Becky at WrestleMania. Right?
Yeah.
What do you think?
This promo was real. I don't think these two I think Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch were both on some bullshit, but you know, Becky truly does not like Nia. Nia doesn't like Becky. This match means a little bit less because there's no physical championship. There's no prize at the end, which not all matches need it. But with Rumble and Mania season coming out, you really want to start building up those Mania matches once January hits. So
Yeah.
at the latest. So
Who do you see Rhea fighting at Mania? Or do you even see Rhea as the champion at Mania?
Yeah, definitely.
100%. But who? Depends who wins the Rumble.
I honestly think it's gonna be Becky versus Rhea.
If Becky wins the Rumble, whoever wins the Rumble is challenging Rhea.
I don't think so, because Becky already won the Rumble.
I think it's gonna be Bayley.
Okay,
I think
Cody
Bayley's
already
gonna
run the
win.
Rumble, and he might win again.
I know, but listen, let me tell you, why I don't think they're gonna do that. Because
Or maybe that Indy Hartwell, maybe she'll win it.
Oh,
nah,
what the fuck?
it's gonna be either Bayley or Jade Cargill or something else.
Yeah, it's gonna be Bayley or.
I think
Becky
Bayley's
or-
gonna win, and I don't think she's gonna fight for the title. I agree with Bully Ray. I don't know, but if Mercedes Moné come back, we might get a 4 horsewoman versus Damage Control. Or we might see. I don't know. I really, with the way they teased Rhea and Becky the last time they saw each other, everyone's been dying for that match. They've never fought. That's a WrestleMania 40 worthy match. Let's move on. The next match, we have a 6-man tag match. Imperium taking on DIY with their mystery partner, The Miz. They're in Cleveland.
Unless Natalya wins the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, Natalya might win. It's her the year of the cat. So The Miz and DIY get the win after Miz hits Giovanni Vinci with his skull-crushing finale and gets a 3 count. This match is just made to give Miz more momentum against Gunther.
And this match was made
for
because
the
Gargano and Cleveland are both from, or Gargano and Miz are both from Cleveland.
Yep.
I'm proud of the Miz.
Johnny Gargano,
The Miz
you had me blocked. Johnny Gargano, you had me blocked because I said these exact same words. I'm going to say them again. You were the most boring wrestler I've ever seen.
That's
in
what
my
Jim
fucking
Cornette
life.
said.
Nah, see, I don't agree with that.
Jim Cornette said the same
Why
exact
do you?
I'll tell you
Why do you think he's my? Why do you think he's my hero? In the
Here is
pro
why I
wrestling
say that. Now, I'm going to ask you this question before did you watch his NXT stuff?
I loved it.
Okay. So,
you know me, I was a NXT mark back in the day.
So, what my question for you is, because this happens all the time, we could say the same thing about AJ Styles. And I hate to say it, and it sounds crazy, but look at AJ Styles in TNA and Impact. When he showed up at the Rumble, I popped. My ex was like, why do you care? This is AJ Styles. He is TNA. He came in WWE.
It had like an almost
only
2-year
thing
title. It had like
yep.
almost a year and a half title run.
What? Yeah, but really, at the time he was fighting, like, for
All the
example,
SmackDown guys.
and it was like his run with Cena was good,
Mm-hmm.
but once that ended, he became a regular mid-card WWE guy, and that's what WWE likes to do, and
I think the whole OC thing sucks.
that sucks.
That's
Horny.
awful.
But the reason why I think Gargano, why I like him, is that, like you said, when he was on NXT, he was killing it.
He had personality.
Now, who writes the shit? The people that are like, I hate on Gargano,
Triple H writes the shit. He's a fucking Triple H guy.
but just because, like for example, Bianca is a Triple H girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
She hasn't been champion for almost a year now. So, like, just because Triple H, you're their person.
Triple H likes Rhea though.
Okay.
Rhea.
Okay. What I mean by that is,
I think he's more of a Shawn Michaels guy.
Because Triple H has fumbled with some of the NXT guys from that era on the main roster. Johnny Gargano, Shayna Baszler.
Shayna Baszler. Thank you. Thank you.
So you're like, I guess that wasn't the right choice of words, but like my thing is this: like, we're seeing the Triple H booking. Like, he is at the end of the day giving his favorites spot on TV. While Candice LeRae would not be on TV if Vince McMahon was in charge.
I love Candice LeRae.
Neither would DIY would not be on TV.
Mm-hmm.
If Triple H, I promise, DIY would not be on TV at all doing anything if Vince was still in charge. So, in a way, but it's just there's just nothing there with Bianca, right? She's a star. Like, she's been that championship range established her to be a star. So, like,
but now they have her teaming with Charlotte and Shotzi. Like, it's like, here's the thing. I think you said earlier,
the only questionable one.
You made a good point earlier, and I think this is the problem with WWE. With the NXT guys, when they bring them up, they don't properly treat them like established stars. So, like, when you have the Creed brothers, or if you don't watch NXT, you're only seeing what they're doing. I feel like what Triple H should have done with him taking over, he should have done a series of vignettes on the people that he really wanted to repackage and really push and introduce us to them in a different way. He's thinking of it as like, okay, well, Gargano and Ciampa have both been on the roster for over a year, so these guys already know who they are and care.
When they're coming up, we're still thinking of them as NXT people who just moved to the
Look at Mankind. If they brought Mick Foley in as Cactus Jack, right? Everybody would be like, okay, Cactus Jack. They created a whole new persona for him. And it went well. There's not enough characters. There's not enough. Everybody. What I don't like about WWE and about pro wrestling is it's become so mainstream to where, like, everybody can get into that ring now. Anybody can get into that ring. And the thing is, like, I'm a wrestling fan because I believe that they're really, like, the stories, but also that, like, they're athletes and they're really killing it. But we're not getting to see the full scope of everybody's ability because Vince McMahon was in charge of it until last year. So I think Triple H needs to, even if he did, like, can I say something? I really enjoyed when they had the NXT versus SmackDown versus Raw at Survivor Series, when they did the whole, like, NXT invaded. I don't think that they should do that again, but, like, it's not like it was back in the day where, like, if you brought up Bull Buchanan, nobody knew who the fuck he was because the indies or the development wasn't shown before. Because they're showing the developmental stuff, we already know who these people are. I don't know. Let's move on.
No, I agree.
The Miz challenges Gunther for the Intercontinental title backstage. Gunther agrees. He says, but Miz, if you lose, you can never challenge for the Intercontinental Championship again as long as I
What
am
is the
champion.
purpose of
Now, this makes it because it kind of makes it interesting. I mean, because I'm looking at it like this. Miz, this shit with Gunther is the only thing that's keeping Miz relevant, right? He does that Miz TV shit. He comes out and does whatever. But this is finally, if he loses, what the fuck is he going to do?
That's what I'm
If
thinking.
he wins, they got plenty to do with him.
Yeah.
But again,
Finally.
He needs
But he's
to
not going to win. He's
But
not
yes.
going to.
we're in the era of title histories right now. We're in the era of
Is he going to win by DQ? So he doesn't
I
get
don't
the
know
title?
because listen, he needs to
There
drop
we
that
go.
title. He has to drop that belt before the Rumble, because if he's not defending it, well, why not have Brock Lesnar be a surprise entry in the Rumble and have him eliminate Gunther, or have Gunther eliminate him? Boom, there's your WrestleMania for you.
I don't think they're
It
going to
doesn't have to be for a title though.
I honestly think, can I tell you though? I honestly don't. If there is a good enough reason, you're not going to have Gunther be champion for this long to have him lose it to the Miz before the Royal Rumble.
Who else is there to beat Gunther at this time? If we're sitting here saying, like me personally, I'm sitting here thinking we're gonna get Roman. Oh my god, we're gonna get fucking Gunther and Brock.
Yep.
There's no way in hell that's gonna be an Intercontinental Championship match.
No.
Like I said, you want to build up the Rumble match, the WrestleMania matches as soon as you, because there's no pay-per-view or anything. I just couldn't.
Why can't it be a title match?
Well, because I mean, Brock Lesnar is an Intercontinental champion. Brock's
Come
gonna
on.
beat Gunther, but
Yeah.
they might do a swerve and not even have Brock Lesnar and Gunther. They might put Gunther against someone who's
You're
more
right.
like a Mac technician. I do see them doing Lesnar and Gunther, but again, the title
Who do you
doesn't need to
think?
be
Who
on
do
the
you
line.
see? So I'm asking. Basically, my question for you is, and you can answer this as well. Who do you see beating Gunther? If it's not Miz, who else is there right now but that can take that title away? If we're getting that match,
Okay, I think
who's taking it?
Sheamus.
Where's he been?
He could come back. Royal Rumble.
I think Sheamus is coming back too, but you guys are going to think I'm crazy. What about LA Knight? Because with all the people in the big names right now, LA Knight's kind of taking a back seat, but I don't think they're going to want to lose that. So maybe they're going to give him the Intercontinental Championship.
With him on SmackDown, he's going after Logan Paul.
That's right.
Because
Gunther.
He's going after Logan. He's going,
SmackDown.
and think we know they've teased it before, right? With when they did the Money in the Bank shit, and we had a little face. They might do the LA Knight and Logan Paul. Gunther is a mistake. To me, in my opinion, I'm not saying I know the insides because to this I don't. But for me, in my opinion, I just think Gunther right now, his shit is a mystery, just like it is with Roman.
I have no idea who's gonna. I don't know. It could be an NXT guy. You know, for all we know, we're still a couple.
I could definitely see Sheamus.
We're still like 3 months away from Mania.
If they're gonna do Sheamus, though, they're gonna have to start building it.
I know, but there's still like Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble's not even until January 27th. We're on December 14th.
You're right. You're right.
I wish they didn't. I wish they had a December pay-per-view,
but they're gonna start
away from the Rumble.
We're 5 weeks away from the Rumble.
They're gonna start building I guarantee you, Friday we start to build. We start to build to Roman and Randy. Roman and Randy. We start to build to that.
Roman's gonna be there tomorrow.
Rumble.
Yeah,
so is Randy. So is Randy. That's why tomorrow's this. That's what I'm saying. They're starting to. I'm not saying they have to, but from like what I'm seeing, they're starting to build up to the Rumble.
What about Randy and Gunther?
I think him and Cody's a SummerSlam match, but they could definitely. Yeah, I think him and Cody's a. I don't want to believe that they're gonna do anything besides Roman. I think Roman and Cody is locked.
I have
Like-
one last question for you about this topic.
Go ahead.
What if Roman wins at Mania and he's still champion?
If Roman wins, then if Roman wins, oof. Okay, if Roman wins at WrestleMania and CM Punk beats Rollins,
Mhm.
I have no fucking clue. I'll stop watching the product for a
If
while.
Roman loses, do you think he'll be gone?
Maybe, but here's what I think, though.
Well,
Here's how it's
listen. But
going.
if Punk loses and Roman retains, that feud will be Punk and Roman.
What I heard on Busted Open, they were talking about title legacies, and there's no way he's gonna beat Bruno because Bruno was 7 years. And
Fuck no.
Okay, but what they're saying is he could beat Hulk. He has until SummerSlam to beat Hulk Hogan, and I have a feeling if they want to make history, they can't beat Bruno. So what's better than 1-2? I mean, I don't want that to happen. He's been champion since 2019, but if they're talking about breaking records and they want to make it more, I won't want this, but if he wants to beat Hulk Hogan's record, he has to go to at least SummerSlam.
And Paul Heyman said in one of the after the pay-per-views and one of the press conferences, this isn't ending anytime soon. So
let's talk about the main
him
event.
and Punk. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say him and Punk could do a custody of Paul Heyman.
yeah, what I was just gonna say, what do you think about Paul Heyman going to Punk?
He's gonna stay with.
He's going in the Hall of Fame. That's what I know.
He needs to. Well, let's talk about our main event. We have Cody Rhodes finally taking on Shinsuke Nakamura. I was underwhelmed with this match. We see Cody applying a half crab. They nail a double clothesline. Cody hits a disaster kick in the bionic elbow. He hits a Cody cutter, but then Shinsuke Nakamura sprays red mist in Cody's eyes, and Cody is selling it. Nakamura attacks Cody, nails a low drop kick and a Kinshasa to the back of the neck. Then Nakamura grabs a chair. The Creed brothers run out, and Nakamura leaves. Cody has a towel trying to, get the mist off of his face, and then Nakamura runs down again and hits another Kinshasa to Cody Rhodes on the floor. This is not done between Cody and Nakamura, but what did you think?
So who actually won?
Cody got the one by DQ because Nakamura sprayed mist in his face.
This match made no fucking sense. I said this from the beginning. There doesn't have to be a feud. I'm not saying yes, there's shit to do between Cody and WrestleMania. I get that, but why Shinsuke Nakamura? Why did Shinsuke Nakamura build this whole thing just for it to be Cody Rhodes? And I'm not saying because it's Cody Rhodes, just because I hate the guy, but I'm not denying his star power.
Mm-hmm.
So, but why? Like Cody Rhodes was just, to me, felt like a letdown. It kind of feels like if the Devil's like somebody like, I don't know, Jack Perry or some shit, like, or some like New Japan guy, like, I don't know, but it felt, this match just didn't make sense. It was a good match between two great wrestlers. Don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining about the wrestling. For me, I judge my wrestling, and this is probably why a lot of wrestlers don't like me. I judge my wrestling based off storytelling. I base it off not in-ring ability in the pro wrestling business does not mean jack shit. It's all about The Rock was probably one of the not most talented pro wrestlers, but damn it, when you gave him a microphone, you had $1 million. So that's why this match didn't do it for me, because there was no real reason why these two guys were. So I'm at this point with these two. I don't know what they're gonna. The only thing I could possibly think interesting enough WWE could do with Shinsuke is when Okada's contract is up, if the rumors are true, sign him and have him do a feud with Shinsuke. Other than that, I don't really want him on my TV. doing vignettes or promos in Japanese anymore. Cody, once he's done just doing whatever the
Could we
fuck
get
this
Okada
is,
versus Nakamura at Mania?
I will shit my pants if we get Okada versus Nakamura at WrestleMania.
Why not? I mean, listen.
I'm not the biggest Nakamura fan, but
Okada's cool.
damn it, I'm giving him his respect because
Here's
he can
my
wrestle.
thing.
I like his style, but the match didn't do it for me.
It didn't do it for me either. I think so. His whole thing is that like we have the same story. I'm not gonna let you finish yours because I couldn't finish mine. But he can always, with the whole Japanese angle with him speaking it, he can always turn around and say, just because I came after Cody, it doesn't mean that it's necessarily specifically talking about him. There's other people
I
that
hope so.
You know,
Boom.
I love Shinsuke, and I think it sucks because he's just going to get a backseat to everything because there's so much
unless they bring in
CM
Okada.
shit.
Bring in Okada, please.
What if they do Okada versus Reigns at Mania?
Here's my problem. Okada. Here's my problem with Okada.
I would see.
Here's my problem with Okada coming in WWE. It's like Will Ospreay coming in WWE, right? Will Ospreay is I'm not being biased because he's my favorite wrestler. He's probably one of the best wrestlers right now. Same thing with Okada. Okada's like the god of Japan. You mentioned Okada, he's like the shit. Like he's god of wrestling over there. But
they're gonna give him the Kenta treatment over here. I feel
do
like
they do us, and I'm not meaning us as we're wrestling fans. Like we've been wrestling fans our whole life. Damn it, you've been doing the podcast for fucking 4 years almost.
3 years, God.
I've been joining you for almost maybe 2 at this point.
Almost 2 years now.
So it's like we love this shit. Like we go hardcore into it. But the average wrestling fan, right, who's gonna take their kid to Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, whatever, or maybe just somebody. I know a shit ton of people that don't even know what AEW is, but they love pro wrestling because WWE is all they know. Maybe TNA, but like they don't, whatever. So with Okada coming in, that's my only issue. Us, meaning the general US wrestling market, may not know who Okada is. And that's why I feel like AEW's done a horrible job bringing him in, because they just made Okada just another fucking guy. They never mentioned once how big he is in Japan. I don't think people realize how big Okada is.
Well, I think that's the problem with AEW. A lot of their fans, they watch all of that shit. So to them, they're like, oh, they already know what it is. I do think Shinsuke Nakamura kind of had the same thing, right? Like I didn't know much about him at all. I saw some of his stuff, but they did the smart thing. They brought him in NXT. They made him fight.
Yeah.
They had him.
Even he had a lot of New Japan background too.
WWE has a chance to bring him in as like and hype him up.
They could, yeah, they could hype him up. I mean, yeah,
that's definitely the place you have to go if you want to get hyped up. If you want people to know you.
Mm-hmm.
Okada's known in Japan and maybe UK and shit like that. You come to WWE, you're known in all of North America, fucking all of Europe. I don't know too much.
I think it's a waste of Ospreay going to AEW. Who is he going to fight for Jericho again? I
truly believe Ospreay signed with AEW because of the personal reasons. Being able, like Tony Khan was the WWE work schedule is ridiculous. Like when those guys say in interviews, we're not home, like we're on the road 360 or 300 plus days a year, they're not fucking lying. They're on the road 360 plus days. Like I don't know how those guys like buy houses and like pay bills for houses. Like they're never home. Like how did
for 8 years he was on the road 290 days.
Bro, like how does Becky Lynch have a kid and go back to being this mega star? Who's taking care of the kid? Like probably the grandparents and all that shit, but like her parents. But like you know what I mean? Like how do these I don't know. I'm getting off topic. I just don't know how some of these wrestlers like
they give up their life.
I think they bring their kids on the road.
Some do, but
do they though? Like
younger.
Can you you can't bring a newborn on the road.
Not really.
You can't bring You can't bring an
Get off the
elementary
bus.
school kid on the road.
This is really random, and we're gonna have to go in like a little bit, but I will say because you just brought something to my mind. So Lacey Evans just did an interview.
That's what I'm talking
See
about.
that? And she was like, I'm not. She talked about how she brought her daughter on the road and that like she didn't really like wrestling. She didn't like dressing up and feeling like she had to go on red carpet. She was more like, she said she liked doing the sport and she liked seeing the people who really liked it, but it really wasn't her thing. So
AEW is a good fit for her.
You have to be able to make it your life, kind of, and that's what they do. So with that, it was a good episode of Raw. What would you say, really quick, was your favorite moment?
Duh, the fucking face-to-face with
Rollins.
CM Punk and Rollins.
Mhm.
I've been waiting for this shit. Oh.
Did they fight? I don't think they ever fought.
Yeah.
Oh, they did fight back in like when he was with the Shield. Yes, back. But see, here's you gotta remember, Christian. I didn't watch it back then, so like I don't really.
I pulled up a
Fun
fight on
fact.
YouTube the other night.
Fun facts before we end this episode. Seth, exactly 10 years, right? Punk's last appearance was the Royal Rumble. So 10 exact years later, he'll compete at the Rumble. That building's the exact building he walked down on, whatever.
Mhm.
His last opponent I think was Seth Rollins. Around that time, it was either his last opponent or it was like his last it was something, his like last something, but like the story is there. Next episode, I gotta tell. Next time they do the face to face, which they probably will Monday, I'll talk more about it. But they did something where it was like Seth Rollins with CM Punk, like maybe like so he threw him out in his last Rumble. I don't know, some shit like that. But there's a story behind there too.
And that makes it more interesting for Mania. Listen, Royal Rumble season's like right here. Mania's right around the corner. I always get excited. I start to look at Mania as like the end of the year, kind of. If you look, all the storylines end there. It's like, even though it's WrestleMania 2024, it's like, wow.
Sorry, CM Punk's last wrestling match was the
the
WWE Royal Rumble where he was eliminated by Kane.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There's something that has to do with Seth Rollins that's last.
He fought him one, I think. Well, we are going to say goodbye for now. We're going to be coming out with our NXT recap. We have our Friday Night SmackDown recap dropping soon. More Attitude Year stuff. We also will be having a Jeopardy game going on, hopefully soon. Ant will be the.
I just finished it, the second round of questions tonight. So
I just worked really hard on doing it. So I'm gonna win.
We'll see. I don't know any of the answers. I don't know the question.
You better not.
No, I got that shit hidden away. He can't see it.
Okay.
Listen, I play fair. So when I win, I could actually gloat. Well, with that, I want everyone to stay safe. Check us out on YouTube. Search the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. What was your moment of the night? Check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, wherever you get your stuff.
Just watch.
Christian, thank you. And thank you. Till next time, stay safe and stay uncensored.